So hello and welcome along. Today we're going to be doing the unveiling of this, the new Lexmoto LXS. So we're just going to do a quick walk round from a distance and then we're going to get up close and personal. Just notice that grey and that green fluoro just screams out at you. Absolutely lovely. Nice high tail tidy on this and the twin rear exhaust. We are going to get up close in a second to have a good look round the bike, but this is obviously just first appearances and then the ride test to follow. And just check how aggressive that looks from the front. Absolutely lovely looking bike. Now spec on this is slightly different to the standard LXR Euro 5. Seat height on this is 790 compared to the 820 on the standard LXR, so it's a lot lower in the seat, which is going to be better for the smaller riders. This has 13.8 horsepower compared to the 12.5 that you would find on the standard Euro 5 LXR, and it's also at 9,000 RPM on the 12.5. This is 8,750 on the 13.8 for the LXS. So we're going to get up close and personal and just show you around the bike. So getting up close and personal, and we're just going to have a quick look. Nice smoked screen to the front, and then just moving into those lights around the front with your LED strips, and just check out those wheels, that lovely fluoro yellow colour. Twin discs to the front on this and some nice wavy discs to the front of that. Just checking out the side of the bike, big LXS logo on this one. And then once again, very easy just to get in, just to check your oil and obviously check your brake fluid to the rear. And just getting in close, lovely bronzed rear shock to the rear of that. Once again, a lovely disc to the rear, and the thing that I do love that just sets it off, you've got the LXS logo there, but just check out those exhausts up close and personal on those. Absolutely lovely. Very easy, nice high pillion pegs on this, and then moving down the side of the bike, all your details. Now the one thing that I did love when we first got this out, compared to the original LXR, you had a rev counter and then you had a little digital display off to the right. This has a full digital display. RPMs come up across the top, you've got your time, you've got your trip mileage, your main miles per hour in the centre, and then your fuel off to the right hand side. Now obviously for road testing on this, we don't put a lot of fuel in, enough just to get us around the block, but this one has already sold. This literally sold within 4 hours of coming in. We have a lot more of these coming, as do many dealers. So what we're going to do now, we're going to switch back to the main ride camera, take this out and just show you how this bike handles. So switching back to the main camera, and we're going to take this one out and give it a run. So throwing a leg over the bike. Now with the controls on this, exactly the same as the old LXR. Horn, indicators, hazards, main beam, dip beam, and a pass light to the left hand controls on this one, and your start and kill switch to the right. As always, front brake is adjustable, and the mirrors on this you can set absolutely super wide, so I've got a perfect view of that road behind me with absolutely zero shoulder in those mirrors. So they've set the mirrors up on this very well. And just listening to that engine, it is a lot quieter than the standard LXR. Obviously with that rear exhaust, has quietened it down, but a lovely turning circle at low speed on this. Now the seat on this is a lot lower, but my knees are tucked in nicely on the tank, and I've got my shins actually against the front of that front fairing. So very comfortable just to get your legs in, but just to show you how easy and manoeuvrable this is. And I'm just coasting with the clutch in. So it coasts very well, easy to handle at those low speeds. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this one out in traffic. Now obviously this has a little bit more horsepower at 13.8, considering the standard LXR had 12.5. You've still got your 6-speed box on this. So we just wait for the road to clear, and then we'll get it out into traffic and just see what she's like compared to the standard LXR. Now if you are a short-legged rider, this is going to be the version for you. Just working through the box. And then obviously we're just going to sit it around about 40 miles an hour. This is a new bike, so hence we're not going to be opening it up. It has to have its running in procedure, so we're not going to be breaking any speed limits on this. But hopefully when we do get the customer in for first or second service, we will take it out and give it a further road test on this one, just to see what she's like. Now, the top speed on this, according to the spec on Lexmoto, is around about 69 miles an hour, 69, 70, which is going to be ample for a 125. 70 is your maximum speed you are allowed to travel, but let's just lean it down and just see what she's like on this rubber. And it does lean exceptionally well on that new rubber. As I always say, never have an issue with the tyres that any of the Lexmoto bikes have got on them. And just bringing it back through the box, and we're in 6 now, and I'm just going to open it up and just bring it up. So it does climb very, very quickly for a little bit more horsepower. Now obviously if you are a longer legged rider, and I would always say check a bike out before you decide to buy, you may want to opt for the LXR. It's a lot higher in the seats. You're looking at another 30 mils, about 1.5 inches higher in the seat, so long legged riders probably be better suited to the LXR. Now obviously that 1 and a bit horsepower is not going to make a lot of difference to your top speed, but that 6-speed box does make a huge improvement to obviously getting you through the gears and getting you up to speed a lot quicker. But as for handling, it steers great for one of the new brand from Lexmoto, the LXS. This is absolutely lovely, and obviously it's a lot quieter, but it does feel a totally different ride compared to the LXR. It does steer through those corners absolutely perfect, and I can flick it around quite a bit, so absolutely perfect. And it's very, very easy just to look down with that new digital display on this, just to see what it is like. Very, very easy, quick glimpse down to get your mileage, your fuel, your revs as well. Everything is all on that digital display. And obviously your indicators, your main beam, your engine lights are all off into the 3 displays either side of that digital dash. This does have the dual braking, so if you happen to be on a wet road, we'd always say stick to the back brake. But it's an absolutely lovely ride on this one. Now these are going to be selling like the proverbial hotcake, as are the LXR Euro 5s. Now we're going to come in on the back brake, clutch in, and that does pull down very, very quickly on that back brake. But even at very, very low revs, and I'm just going to work the gearbox a little bit, and that's a 4th gear corner, but there is still plenty of torque there just to get me up to speed. And the gearing on this is absolutely superb. It's lovely and crisp. Now obviously changing down, nice to overshoot the corner, Mr. Lorry Driver. But this pull's absolutely superb. And obviously something around town, no issues. Get it out on the dual carriageway, and once you run these in, you can open these up. But it pulls through the corners absolutely perfect, and that suspension is lovely and crisp. I'm not a lover of soft suspension, and the suspension on this I would say is mid to firm. You can feel the bumps without the bumps affecting the handling of the bike, which is exactly what you would expect from any bike. So just wait for the traffic to clear, but very, very easy just to look down and check out that display on this. Very, very easily manageable. So whether you're a lover of the LXR or whether you are a lover of the LXS, 2 totally different bikes, and they feel totally different as well. Obviously the seating position is totally different compared to the LXR. The sound is totally different to the LXR. But it doesn't take you long just to work through that gearbox and just get yourself up to speed. And that 6-speed box pulling absolutely lovely. So yet again, another perfect bike from Lexmoto. Now whichever one you choose, and I would always say sit on a bike and see how it feels. But the new LXS is a lovely, lovely ride. And those fluoro colours are very, very eye-catching. Obviously they do them in 2 colours. You've got the fluoro and you've also got the blue and white version. And there are a lot of dealers that are obviously getting these bikes in huge quantities. Simple reason being, this is going to be the big summer contender. The LXR and the LXS, you're going to be seeing loads of these around towns, around the UK. People riding these to the absolute maximum. But whatever one you choose is going to be an absolute dream to own. So this is the Lexmoto LXS, 13.8 horsepower. So a lot more horsepower compared to the standard LXR. Is that extra 1 horsepower going to make a difference? Slightly, but on a long run you'll notice it. Water-cooled engine on these as well. Very easy to maintain. And very, very comfortable to ride if you are into your sports bikes. So until the next review, be well, ride safe, and from myself, it's a big goodbye from me.